Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be answering the question, should you buy the Vapid Caracara, which is Rockstar's brand new weaponized vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online. So if you're interested about the Caracara's quirks and features, I'll leave a video that I did a couple of days ago in the description that sort of highlights some of its cool customization options and whatnot. Today, I'm just going to be going over, should you buy this vehicle? And the first thing we need to talk about is the price. So it's pretty expensive for what this vehicle does. It's available on the Warstock Cash and Carry site. It's for $1,775,000. It doesn't have a buy it now price. It doesn't have a trade price. You don't have to play one of the new Target Assault races in order to unlock it. You can just simply get this vehicle. It's a 5-seater. Again, pretty pricey for what it actually is. And you'll note in the vehicle description, it says this vehicle can be modified at a vehicle workshop inside an Avenger or a mobile operations center. So that's another thing you're going to need to know before buying this vehicle. If you don't have an Avenger or an MOC, you're not going to be able to fully take advantage of all the customization options. Now, the one you're not going to be able to take advantage of is upgrading the gun on the back. You can do everything else inside an office garage, which I was actually surprised. I didn't expect you to be able to upgrade the liveries inside your office garage, but you can. So the only thing that the Avenger, the MOC, will allow you to do is simply upgrade the minigun on the back. Now, once again, in case you guys are curious what those liveries are, they're nothing special. They're the same ones that are found on all the gun running vehicles. So the same liveries that can be applied to the weaponized Tampa are going to be applied here. So they're the exact same. Now, once you get this vehicle outside, again, you're going to want to take it to an Avenger or an MOC to fully upgrade this. And the only thing you're going to be able to do is change the weapon on the back. Now, it's actually pretty pricey. And because of this, I am going to be doing a Shark card giveaway for $3.5 million. So even though this vehicle is only $1,775,000, when you apply your favorite livery on there, when you do the machine gun upgrade to the 7.62 millimeter minigun, which is $200,000, it puts this vehicle in the $2.3 million range. And I just did the 3.5. So if you are the winner, you can maybe spend that on a couple other vehicles that Rockstar have added in the Super Sport Series DLC. So that giveaway is going to be ending on Friday. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It's happening on my Twitter account. So be sure to go ahead and check that out over there. Now, I highly recommend that you do the minigun upgrade. The only difference is it's going to fire rounds faster. And because you're firing more rounds quicker, you're going to do more damage faster, which means targets are going to die, explode, or be killed in a quicker amount of time. So do the 7.62 minigun upgrade. It's better in every way, shape, and form. It's also smaller. I'm not sure if that has an impact on this vehicle getting like caught on things potentially. And I think it looks a little bit cleaner as well. Now, one of the more interesting things about this vehicle in online is when you look on the minimap, it actually has a distinct icon. Because this is a weaponized vehicle, you'll be able to see if someone is approaching in a Vapid Caracara pretty much from anywhere on the map. It's a truck icon, and in the back you can see a little minigun attachment as well. So I'm actually kind of surprised. I know this is a weaponized vehicle and all, but I didn't expect Rockstar to do that on the minimap for the Vapid Caracara. So you'll be able to see this vehicle coming from a pretty good while away. A couple of other things you need to know about this car. Number one, because it's a weaponized vehicle, if it's destroyed or someone else kills it, it's going to cost $10,000 in the Mors Mutual in order to get it back. Now, even though it is a weaponized vehicle, it doesn't have any armor capabilities. So one sticky bomb, one RPG, one explosive is going to blow this up. It also doesn't have any bullet resistance properties. So if you're shot on this, there's no bulletproof or bullet resistant glass. You are going to die. So this vehicle to me is sort of like I guess I could say a glorified technical. I'm going to be touching on that a little bit later on, but that's sort of the first thing it reminds me of. Now, another thing that's interesting about this vehicle is you can actually use it in off-road races. Now, as we'll touch on in a little bit, this vehicle was, I would say, specifically designed for the Target Assault races. But if you just wanted to do a normal off-road race, which this vehicle is, it's off-road, you can use it, which is kind of cool. Now, the reason this is kind of shocking is because other weaponized vehicles, like the Stromberg or the Deluxo, you can't use them in their respective race categories in normal races, which is kind of unfortunate. So I like the fact that you can use this in normal off-road races. It adds a nice other element to this car that just adds value, increases what you get for spending $1.775 million. Now, let's sort of get into the review of this truck. I feel like this is the perfect example of a missed opportunity. So this vehicle is really cool. It's actually based off of Ford's Hennessy Velociraptor, which is basically the 6x6 version of the Raptor. A really cool truck. In fact, a very nice truck in real life. But Rockstar seemed to have botched this a little bit. And here's what I wished they had done. And if you guys agree with me, maybe drop a like rating on this video. Who knows, maybe Rockstar will see this and in a future update they'll say, all right, we'll make the change. So here's two things I wish Rockstar had did. Number one, I wish there was an option to remove the gun on the back. I feel like this truck could have been really cool if there was no gun on the back, because I hate the fact that it's forced on you as a weaponized vehicle. Now, I've stated that there could be a really cool trade-off. Instead of having the gun in the back, maybe you could have extra seating, or you could just use the tailgate to have people sit in the back of the tailgate. So instead of this being able to have 5 people, with no gun in the back, you could have 6. So a fair trade-off for it not being weaponized. The next thing I really wish Rockstar would have done is made a 4x4 option as well. So I think 6x6 trucks are cool. Like, I'm a big fan of the dubs. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But some people may not be interested in a 6x6 option. Instead, they might prefer a more traditional 4x4 option. And that would have been really cool if there was a 4x4 option of the Caracara. And Rockstar could have done this in many ways. They could have just had a separate price. They could have just had a separate vehicle altogether. I feel like they really missed the ball here. And I feel like the third thing they missed the ball here on is customization. The customization on this is incredibly weak, and there's almost no excuse for that. I mean, even though it's a weaponized vehicle, you can still have lots of customization. Take the Barrage, for example, that was added in the Doomsday Heist. That's an off-road vehicle that took me almost 45 minutes to customize. It has so much to do. I mean, this vehicle could have had bumper options. It could have had skirt options. It could have had different mirror options, different roof options. There's so many things it could have done, yet they chose to not, which is really disappointing in my opinion. The fact that this is a weaponized vehicle, but there's almost nothing you can do to this car aside from changing the livery, the primary, and the secondary color, which to me is really disappointing. So now let's answer the big question here. Should you buy this vehicle? Should you buy the Vapid Caracara? And that answer is, well, it kind of depends on what you're going to be using this for. If you're going to be really using the target assault race modes, I would absolutely recommend buying this vehicle. Because as I'll touch on in a video a little bit later, if you don't have custom versions of these vehicles, you're pretty much a sitting duck when it comes to these races, because other people are going to be able to dominate you. They're going to have a better version of the car itself, not only in terms of speed and performance, but also in terms of that minigun on the back. It's going to be a whole lot better for shooting those targets. So if you're going to play the target assault race mode, which right now is double money in RP, there's a good chance Rockstar will extend that for another week or so, you're going to want an upgraded version of the Vapid Caracara. It's just that simple. Now, if you have absolutely no desire to play the target assault races, I would say there's really no reason for you to buy this vehicle. At the end of the day, it's basically a glorified technical. And let's talk about why. So it's glorified in almost every way. The first of which is price. It's obviously more expensive than the technical. The second would be seating. Instead of being able to seat 3 people, it can seat 5 people. So you get a little bit more capacity right there. It also can be upgraded inside the Los Santos Custom Shop and the Avenger, whereas the technical cannot. So it can get liveries, it can get different paint jobs, it can get, bulletproof tires, it can get armor, it can get engine upgrades, stuff like that, which the technical cannot. And it can also have its gun upgraded on the back. The technical has like a standard machine gun on the back, whereas you can get the 7.62 millimeter minigun upgrade on the back. So at the end of the day, it's a better version of the technical, but it's still just a version of the technical. If you want off-road vehicles, there are better off-road vehicles like the Riata, the Camacho, stuff like that for going up mountains and cliffs and stuff. And if you want weaponized vehicles, there are better weaponized options like the Insurgent Pickup Custom. A lot of the ones with the Doomsday Heist that were added. The Barrage, I would say, is a better weaponized option in a sort of very similar category. So this vehicle is awkward because it doesn't really satisfy any of the needs I like. It's a cool truck, but it's very limited. and it's a cool weaponized vehicle, but it's also very limited as well. So I would say do not buy the Vapid Caracara unless you're specifically going to be using it for the new target assault races. Other than that, you should pretty much just skip over this vehicle. It really doesn't have a purpose, and it really doesn't have anything that I'm particularly interested in. And it's kind of a shame because this is a really cool car. It almost seems as if Rockstar just kind of took the lazy way out here and made it specifically for this race mode instead of for people who may be interested in a version for free mode or interested in maybe a different version like a 4x4 set. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of the Vapid Caracara. Is this a vehicle you're going to be buying, or is this a vehicle you're going to be skipping over? I'd love to hear your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.